This episode of the Zulu Podcast is sponsored by Zulu Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.
So what this says is, we've been talking about people are more like, instead of toilet being an afterthought,
right?
Like, it's the last thing you think about in their house. It's becoming like, they want to invest money into it to make it nice to have
So maybe in their world they're thinking like, you have house guests, if people come over and like, hey, we want to see the new house, and you immediately take them to the bathroom. You're like, first things first.
This is first stop on the tour.
Open it up, and they're like, this toilet has a subwoofer, and so it's just like you're bouncing on it.
Welcome to the Zulu Podcast, where we talk all things poop, toilets, and sanitation. Through insightful news, impact stories, and quirky humor, we aim to discuss and highlight the critical role toilets play in whisking poop out of our lives, the impact toilets have, or lack thereof, in the health and wellness of humanity, and what Zulu is doing to help solve the current global sanitation crisis.
Hey everybody, welcome to today's episode. Super excited to have you along. Another episode of the Zulu Podcast and another great time in store for us. So we've got some awesome stories that we're going to listen to today, some great news articles, nothing out of the ordinary, but everything super fantastic. So with that, we'll just dive right in.
I'm excited to have Quinn back. He's where you been, man? You're out of jail now.
Yeah.
That's great.
No, I was in Twitter jail for a little while.
Oh, they kicked you off.
They suspended my account permanently.
Oh, okay.
But I got my friend's account, and now I'm using his account.
Nice.
So,
that's the best way to do it.
I am out of Twitter jail.
Good.
So that is exciting for me.
Nice.
Because all the other social media apps, I realized when I didn't have Twitter, are a lot more boring. Like
right.
Instagram, it's just photos.
Yeah, nothing's better, right?
Well,
I saw you on TikTok the other day.
On TikTok.
That was fun.
Actually, TikTok is the most fun. I take it back. TikTok is a blast. It's crazy.
TikTok is a black hole. I don't personally use it, but I got on it the other day just to see what all the hullabaloo was.
You start scrolling.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how long I was on there, but it was incredible. How much time
I'm telling you, this is a podcast about poop and how to help poop. TikTok is the greatest app for the toilet.
Yes.
Because that's when I use it the most. You got on there. Because it's just like you're popping.
Well, we're on TikTok now.
We are on TikTok now. Yeah.
TikTok's got some good stuff on there. So, I try to limit myself to TikTok. Like, I set a timer because, otherwise days go by and I'm like,
man, I guess I'm
still here. And it's usually on the toilet and I can't feel my legs, Yeah,
you got to get
because I've been there for so long. But
that's fun. Love it. I'm happy you guys are on TikTok. You can get into all the hype. And now maybe you can do like a TikTok dance showing how you can open defecate in a field. I don't know.
That could be one.
That could be one. I'm just spitballing ideas. I don't know. You don't have to.
I think we might use that one.
Okay, that's good.
But I guess we're on TikTok, Kelsey. Now where are we at?
Oh, we're on like every social media platform you could want. So
Grindr?
Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Grindr?
Oh, I'm not Grindr. No.
Oh.
I guess I'm missing Grindr.
Big audience.
I'll be honest, I don't even know what Grindr is.
You don't know what Grindr is? We're the same age. We graduated high school at the same time. Do you know what?
Do you know what? My way.
Yeah, because you're gonna understand why in a second. Do you know what Tinder is?
I know what Tinder is.
Okay.
I've never actually had a Tinder account. I've never even looked at the app. I don't know what it looks like.
You never even looked at it. You don't even know how to spell it.
She doesn't need Tinder. She doesn't. She's at a different level.
Yeah, bro. She's like, I don't even need it. Guys just walk up to me all the time. No, Grindr is the gay Tinder.
Oh, okay.
And Grindr was first.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And so on Tinder, they'll show you like oh, there's people that are nearby you.
Yeah.
Grindr, it will show you how many feet away they are from you.
Oh, yeah.
They're wild.
That's a little creepy.
It's a different, the gay world's different.
Yeah.
It's a different world.
But
do you remember
Zulu's not on that one.
Giving me a little bit like,
but maybe you could,
the Office, gaydar vibes.
You might be able to hack our account and just like get us on there.
Put you on there. It'll be a picture of us three in the podcast. Like, hey, we're just trying to make new friends. We're We're waiting for new experiences.
We're getting all these notifications. What?
Yeah. Wow,
Can you meet up?
Man, all these matches.
5 feet away from you. We
5
open
feet
up
from
our
you.
studio doors.
I'm around the corner.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah, so
Okay.
that's an option.
I appreciate you educating me.
Yeah.
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 I'm just stunned you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it's like been like a joke people use all the time. It's like a hacky joke now. Like me saying it's like hacky.
you know what? I gotta admit something.
Hit it.
I am probably the least pop cultured person around. I don't know celebrity names. I don't know musicians. I don't know who's in vogue. I don't even know if in vogue is still like hot to say,
I think it's still good.
What do you know?
I know.
Like what did you do before your baby? Like what did you do? Did you just like sit out in a backyard and like have a Diet Coke with a lemon in it and just kind of look at the sky?
Yeah, soaked up life. I lived my life.
Wow.
Outside of my phone.
What do you have to show for
there's
it?
more to life than pop culture, you know what I'm saying? There's like stuff like this Wall Street Journal article that I'm going to get into right now. It's kind of probably the opposite.
Isn't this kind of pop culture? Because it's news.
Wall Street Journal,
okay. All right.
They dabble.
Let's hear it.
Yeah. So this is Bathroom of the Future, high-tech toilets article. The loo of the future. Says here that during 2 stress-filled pandemic years, Americans are turning their bathrooms into spa-like sanctuaries, complete with smart toilets. It said 41% there's a study saying that 41% of homeowners that did renovations during the pandemic, a lot of people are at home,
right,
stuck at home. They're getting free money from the government. What are we going to do? Upgrade the bathroom. And they're putting in bidets, they're putting in high-tech toilets, and among other things. But one of the bathrooms. Did you guys
see that? Sorry, I'm going to interrupt. Did you guys see that toilet seat that can detect your heart rate and detect like cardiovascular issues?
Is it made out of wood?
No, thank goodness.
No, they said no. This is exactly the same thing.
It is.
This is the Toto USA. Everybody knows Toto is like it's like the Rolls Royce of toilets, right?
Okay.
Well,
I didn't know, but now I know.
The wellness toilet that the Toto presented at this year's Consumer Electronics Show is a commode that doubles as a health monitoring device. They can all this medical data it can analyze and give you feedback and all that stuff.
Wow.
They haven't released it yet. It's still like one of these concept cars.
Yeah, okay. It's not in the home.
They say it's years. Yet. It's still a few years away, but he said this is Toto USA's president of corporate strategy says bathrooms have become showcases for technology on par with kitchens and home theaters. So,
that's a bold claim. Wow.
So what this says is, we've been talking about people are more like, instead of toilet being an afterthought,
right?
Like, it's the last thing you think about in their house. It's becoming like, they want to invest money into it to make it nice to have So
maybe in their world they're thinking like, you have house guests. If people come over and like, hey, we want to see the new house, and then you immediately take them to the bathroom. You're like, first things first.
This is first stop on the tour.
Open it up, and they're like, this toilet has a subwoofer, and so like it's just like you're bouncing on it, and that would be cool. Or maybe like there's no water. This toilet has no water. Water. It's like a shred. It's like a wood chipper. Just like if you could spend at least a good 20 minutes just describing how your toilet works to someone, I feel like you're in a good spot.
Yeah. I feel like you'd make really good friends really fast.
Oh, absolutely.
And the people you don't want to be friends
because people would come over to your house and knock on your door and be like, I can't go back to my toilet. Can I use yours? And like, of course, get in here.
Come on, get in
And it could be a side hustle where you start charging. And so then you pay off the toilet within like 3 weeks.
Wow.
So yeah.
You've got all the business ideas.
I'm ready to go. Yeah. But I am financially in the hole right now.
So your brain's really turning.
I'm all over the place. It's crazy. But
so you then, Quinn, you probably cannot afford this toilet. This one is that one toilet, the wellness toilet is a couple of years out. So you got to wait for it.
Okay.
But the washlet Toto right now, S5500E edition. Sounds like a Mercedes, right?
I was gonna say.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like a
S55.
race car.
It's a 5
Yeah,
cylinder.
it's around. It'll set you back around $2,100 US dollars.
Wait, how much was it? again?
2,100.
I think I could barely afford it right now.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it automatic
Dump
opening.
all your savings in it. You're gonna want
It'd
this
be
toilet.
gone.
But this is a built-in bidet. It has a automatic opening and closing lid, catalytic deodorizer, auto flushing option, a system that pre-mists,
has
and
a
spray wand, and the bowl is filled with electrolyzed water to cut down on grime.
Is it a stick shift?
Yeah, probably.
It's got a
It's like a
clutch.
12-cylinder.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Racing stripes on the
so
side. You choose your
Dude,
color.
Honestly, a toilet
so
with a stick shift would be so fun because just like feeling that, like locking it in and then that flushes it would be so much more satisfying than just like
yeah, you can
kind
have
of
like a stick
pushing
shift.
on a lever with one finger,
Yeah.
like just launching it down. Like I would
You
pay
can
money for
install
just
one
for
of
that,
those. Yeah.
like a e-brake for your toilet seat. Yeah, so I want to jump into that market.
Yeah, you might be onto something right there.
My parents have a
Sounds
toilet, one of those
lucrative.
nice toilets when you walk up to it. Like I went to use it the other day, and I walked up to it, and it starts opening when you walk up to it, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, like I wasn't a big fan because you sit at like an angle, and it's like the seat's like digging into your legs,
Interesting.
and I like to just like I look at my phone
Yeah.
on the toilet, but this one it wants you to get off of it. It's like you're not staying here. You can't stay here.
Stay here
So
for
I
long.
was
Like, do you feel like you're tipping off of it?
it just was like
'Cause is
it
it
just
like-
did an
it's like
angle.
sitting-
It's like I don't know. It wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't right. Didn't like it.
Oh,
So I don't know if I won't. I might not pay $2,000 for this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Not
so-
if it's at an angle.
So Tushy, hellotushy.com is more, they've got some more affordable versions
Mm.
that you might be able to afford,
Okay.
Quinn.
That's good.
$129 will get you the Tushy Classic 3.0.
Oh,
Simple and stylish.
I'm always looking for a stylish
It's a bare
toilet.
bones with just a knob for controlling the water flow and a lever for aiming it.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
that's
you know,
something. That's something. Yeah. So it's like,
got maybe a stick shift kind of idea.
but can I
right?
plug in like my Xbox controller?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, you probably have to upgrade to the 4.0.
Sorry, I forgot it's a base model.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they do have one that's they call it an Ace $499. It's $499 for
So
the
this one,
Ace.
this
and
one
that
better
one-
be good.
This one is a heated seat, self-cleaning nozzle, remote control that lets you select the front or the bum, either way.
So
So
that's-
depending on,
So that's fun because when your friend
What
is
you need done.
when your friend is using the toilet, you can just activate it while they're there. So they just
yeah, you have it
Yeah.
in your hand and you're walking outside and
they start
you know
spraying
they're
them.
in there.
hmm I think that's almost worth the price itself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
you want to blast people. Yeah,
But what this is, this shows an overall trend though, because we've talked about art. Like, why don't Americans? I think on another podcast we talk about why don't Americans? Why don't we do bidets?
Right.
What's the deal? And this is like it's a good shift, and like maybe we're thinking more about it.
Yeah, for sure.
Or it could just say if Americans are stuck at home with nothing to do with money in their pocket, they just blow it on something like a toilet upgrade.
Right.
boom.
What else are we gonna? They got everything else. Let's upgrade the toilet, honey.
Upgrade the toilet.
Anyway, but I think it's an interesting article.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. I guess because I'm not a homeowner, I've never really looked at the price of a toilet,
Oh,
what that costs.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit shocked that there is a toilet out there that's $2,100.
Are you though? This is
I-
expensive everything.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe I just need to spend some more time in my bathroom. I need a bathroom upgrade.
But apparently, you need to spend
Everybody
a lot
does.
of you need to spend a lot of
Everybody
time just experiencing everything, the world.
My-
We need to have you understand what's out there.
yeah.
Yeah. Like,
What is luxury living
where's
when
England?
it comes to
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, where is it?
Inform me. I think it's like somewhere in Europe, some like other continent. I think you have to fly
Got it. Here you go.
to get there. Am
you're-
I like on the right
You're
track?
getting there. You're getting close. Yeah.
All right, my education's paid off somewhat.
Mm-hmm. I know I'm excited to see what your daughter thinks of the world.
Me too.
She's like, America doesn't have a president. We have kings. And she doesn't. Yeah, it would be awesome.
Yeah, I'm teaching her everything backwards.
Perfect.
On purpose. Okay, well, we'll just move into our next segment, which is that we're going to listen to another Zulu recipient. This time her name is Neela. We'll learn a little bit more about her story and then chat a little bit about why she's grateful for Zulu and what her life was like beforehand.
It's disgusting. I love my mother, but she's incontinent, and when she defecates into the grey plastic bag I have to hold for her, the foul smell fills the house and my head, making me retch. I can't help but feel resentful. Why do I have to do this? It isn't right. My brother was supposed to be helping to care for my mother, who is unable to walk because she has bowed legs. One day a few months ago, I came home from work and my mother said, "Your brother is gone." I looked around the room and saw that he had taken his clothes, his bedding, his posters, everything. I could not believe it. He just said he was leaving and he left. We were greatly dependent on his income. It is then my responsibility to take the revolting grey plastic bag and dispose of it? But where? There is nowhere sanitary to dispose of feces in my community. I often try to bury the bag in a dry, open field behind our row of sheds, clawing at the soil with my bare hands. But the soil is difficult to move, and whenever the neighbors see me, they shout, "What are you doing, filthy girl? Your family is revolting." Sometimes I try to get rid of the bags in a nearby scrap metal yard, but if the security guards catch me, they chase me with their batons and scream swear words at me. We are seen as a burden on the community, and I feel abuse and shame every day. I have other family members, but they refuse to help. They don't like the idea of having to clean my mother after she's relieved herself. So until now, I am the one who has had to be degraded. Now I can start to imagine reclaiming my dignity. Now that Zulu has given my mother and I a soilet, I no longer have to collect her shit in a polythene bag and sneakily throw it over a metal fence somewhere or bury it in the hard ground like a criminal. Now I no longer have to bear quarreling with my neighbors or be frightened of getting caught and beaten for disposing of my mother's feces in the wrong place. Now I'm finally starting to feel like a human being again.
Wow.
Yeah, that would be that'd be hard. I mean, imagine doing that every day with you're taking a plastic bag, and what do you do with it, right?
Yeah.
I know down like in Africa, right? What is it called? They have flying toilets. You drive down the highway and people just throw it out the window, to get rid of it.
Never.
Sometimes
I've heard of that. Have you not heard of
How
that?
have you heard of this?
How are you? You're so uncultured.
I'm sorry.
I
guess
it's a thing
I am.
because it's sort of a danger because people throw it out the window and it may hit your windshield and all that. But obviously Neela here doesn't have a car, right? Can't go down the freeway.
Doesn't have that option.
But just have to. What do you do with it? You got to get rid of it somewhere. These are. It's not like they have a big field or.
Right. Yeah, they're not.
They're in close quarters with their neighbors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what do you do with it? I remember meeting. I don't know if I met Neela, but I remember meeting. I think it was Neela and her mother. And their soilet was built just right outside their house. And her mother couldn't go anywhere. And they didn't know what to do with it, right? And so, but now that she has a soilet that takes that problem away, but.
Yeah, I just think it's, shocking, right? She's like 18. I imagine 18-year-old self and trying to do that for my mother. It's just like unimaginable to me. And excuse me, I think probably like a load that an 18-year-old, like in our country, right? Like we would say, okay, you're an adult. But like really I look at 18-year-olds now and like, you're still a child. You're so young. Mm-hmm. And so to have to care for her mother in this way when like maybe she should still be focusing on school, right? She's got a lot of self-development to go. Like that is a lot of responsibility. And then to know that like, yeah, this is just something that you don't want to do. Like, frankly, it's a dirty job. And even the caretakers in our society, right? In nursing homes or hospitals or home nurses, like this is the job that nobody wants to do.
Yeah, well, and there too, that's a cultural thing because
Mm-hmm.
it's. I mean, I think in America, it's like, oh, I've got to take this bag of poo outside. It wouldn't like degrade you. I mean, maybe it might, but I mean, it doesn't like. I mean, to her, it's degrading as on a social level because you're kind of filthy, unclean because they have the whole caste system of, that's your untouchables, your undesirables that.
Right. It's as if you are not a human being. Yeah, that's why
they're below below the animals. It's like because that was your job is to handle human filth, and so that makes you undesirable, unclean, and anyway. But yeah, that obviously has an impact on her social status and the whole 9 yards, right? So,
right, it sort of compounds because right, if we're speaking in her sort of cultural realm, well, okay, the options of marrying become very slim, and then it's her taking care of her mother and then you have these two women who like really need an income that typically a husband would provide or a brother, and they have neither of those, and so it's just family sinking further into poverty.
Right.
But no longer for Neela.
No. Neela has a soilet, and as long as they keep feeding those earthworms, keeping them happy,
Boom. So there's the earthworms just eat it all up?
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, if you look really closely if you look down in the soilet, you can see little smiles, like they're all
oh yeah, just happy,
smiling back at you. Yes, thank you. It's pretty interesting.
No, I tried to
check it out.
I tried a version of that. I took a dump on some gummy worms, but it didn't go anywhere.
It
just stayed there.
Well, because they're not alive, man.
Yeah. Oh, they're not.
Yeah, the gummy worms, the colorful ones that you can eat, they don't.
What about like the sour ones? Sour gummy worms?
No.
Well, there goes my.
I mean, you could pretend, you could wiggle them around, but they're not. They're not real.
It might be hard. Well, there goes that idea.
You've got some great ideas in the span of this podcast for earning income, Quinn, the gummy worm soilet.
Not gonna work.
It's not one of them.
One of them has to. You can't make all your shots, right?
Yeah.
Just fire away.
Charging to use the toilet.
So far, I haven't heard you make any business idea. So
if I'm way behind you.
If any of our listeners have, if you have any gummy worms that your kids aren't eating, you could send them in to Quinn.
Yeah.
And Quinn will
reuse, recycle.
Maybe bring them on the show and
a demonstration.
Do a demonstration.
Yeah. And I'll do that
of how they're not real.
Yeah. Just because I know there's some listeners out there who are kind of still doubtful. They're not sure. Like I think it could work. I think
my gummy worms work.
Yeah, my gummy worms will work.
They weren't the sour ones. They were just the regular ones.
Yeah,
those ones work.
There's all these different brands we have to go through.
Right.
So there's gonna be extensive testing, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, so
we'll see it.
Yeah. So
next time. That's what we expect.
All right. I'll report back.
Great.
I'll try it in the car. I'll try it everywhere.
I'm still waiting for your LaCroix toilet experiment.
My carbonated toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's in the works. But I'm going to Quebec.
I'm telling you, that's money. That's money, man.
No, that one is money. Yeah, it's ready to go. Because there's just so much soda.
I feel like there's
everywhere.
an opportunity for like air freshener.
I thought you were saying
mixture with that. Like
LaCroix
is flavored. That's why you do flavors. LaCroix, not just club soda.
That's what I mean. It's like it's not just going to be club soda. Are you a masochist? Anyone who just drinks club soda, they should be followed and watched. We need to have flavor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to taking a dump in a Coke Zero or, how about this? A cactus cooler.
Cactus cooler.
I feel like that would have a nice, smooth feel. Or ginger ale. That's pretty. That's for airplanes.
Yeah.
Airplanes only.
Yeah.
Ginger ale.
But that's a premium. That's a first class.
It's a premium first class.
First class seat, business class.
Mm-hmm. You get that ginger ale.
Yeah.
And then, depending on like your persuasion, you could take a dump in like a vodka tonic, something like that.
Yeah.
Because,
why not?
we need to support everyone out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's something I've been thinking about cooking up.
Yeah. Well, keep thinking, man. Keep thinking.
Yeah.
We'll see it on your TikTok in a bit.
Yeah. We'll see it on your TikTok. Real quick, I guess other internal news to Zulu. We just published our 2021 benefit report. It's on our website. You can go check it out at ZuLoo.org. Talks about highlights a lot of these. We've covered a number of these stories, but it does highlight a number of recipients that received toilets back last year.
Amazing.
And talks about the water wells that we drilled and all of that. So you can read all that in our report. So
check it out.
Check it out on the website.
Check out our other episodes. You can check out our previous year's reports if you really want to dig into.
If you want to dive deep on that,
all the good that Zulu's done.
If you want to audit them, you'll feel free. But it's all there.
Yeah, any government agencies, please,
Reach out to
it's all in the report.
It's all there. It's all 100% legit, legal, buttoned up.
Love it. Thanks for joining us on today's episode. We hope you've enjoyed this conversation at least as much as I have. Hope you've gotten a couple laughs, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Zulu Podcast. Follow us on social media at our links in the show notes below. To learn more, visit our website, ZuLoo.org. If you liked the podcast, be sure to subscribe, like, and comment. For even more Zulu fun, send us an email with your toilet stories to podcast@ZuLoo.com for a chance to be featured on the podcast. This episode of the Zulu Podcast is sponsored by Zulu Inc., a benefit corporation dedicated to the goal of universal access to toilets, hygiene, clean water and sanitation through the power of social enterprise. Learn more at ZuLoo.com.